Hey y'all, it's me, Shea Butter Love, on this beautiful day. Out here, getting it in, nature, outside. And I decided to go ahead and record part 2 of the Love series. If you are new to my channel and new to my page, welcome. I appreciate you taking out the time to listen to anything I have to say. Please feel free to chime in, to dialogue along, to drop some perspectives and some gems for the people that may also drop some comments and read the comments. If you're new to my page, I want to also say feel free to subscribe. Feel free to like if you hear something that is sparking up something inside of you. Like the page, share the page. Let's get into it. As you guys can see, I'm going to actually show you guys a little bit of the background to where I'm at. Beautiful, right? Awesome. Let's get into this video. Love series part 2. I mean, it's only fitting being that my name is Shea Butter Love. Legally, I own that name, FYI. So, I have a lot to contribute to the dialogue in reference to love from so many perspectives. But I want to talk about love from the standpoint of vulnerability. And I have actually been doing a little dialoguing on this with people in my social media world due to some of the things that I've been posting, and I want to talk a little bit about that, specifically about vulnerability and love in reference to allowing it to be an experience, right? So I made a post on my page, my Facebook page. If you're not following me there, feel free to follow me there. I don't really have a preference, but Shea Butter Love and then LLC for my business page. But I made a post on my page, and the post was there is no love without vulnerability. And I do stand on that, and I do feel like that is true. But this is where it gets tricky. A lot of people feel like vulnerability puts them in a space where they are visible, they are weak, they are open, they are potentially leaving themselves available to be, emotionally attacked, emotionally taken advantage of. And I just want to say, like, being vulnerable does not mean being delusional. Being vulnerable does not also mean not having boundaries. Having boundaries is important. That has nothing to do with vulnerability, FYI. Vulnerability is simply allowing yourself to be seen, allowing yourself to be open to receive love. If you cannot receive love, you definitely cannot give love, because there is nothing there. Vulnerability is being true and allowing your true self to show up instead of your masked self. So a lot of people are in a position where they're in full-blown relationships, and their mask that they wear for the armor of protection in their relationships, in their friendships, in their parenting even. A lot of people don't understand. A lot of y'all not vulnerable in parenting, but the mask that you wear in order to protect whatever it is you're trying to protect yourself from is the mask that you carry with you day in and day out, from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to sleep. And that is not being vulnerable. So being vulnerable is taking that mask off. And when something is funny, allowing yourself to laugh with your children. When somebody says they care for you and your heart wants to say, well, I love you, saying it whether or not they say it back and not feeling anything about it. To truly love within a relationship is allowing yourself to stand in that experience, and in that experience there will be highs and lows. There will be disappointments and pain too. I know a lot of y'all don't want to hear that, but that's the reality. And that is in every aspect of every relationship you will ever have. But just imagine if you are involved, romance. You know what I'm saying? The expectation is high. The insecurity is high mostly too. Because a lot of people, they love from a place of not matching the energy they give to themselves, not even giving a fourth of that. but expecting somebody to fill their cup up all the time and not to have their own cup filled from self. And this is all talking about love. This is all the love experience, just from different angles. It's simple, but it's complicated. And things can be both ways. It just depends on how you choose to perceive what it is that you're experiencing. So, back to vulnerability. When you allow yourself to be seen, that gives you the upper hand when it comes time to part ways, when it comes time to really do anything. People look at it in the opposite standpoint, like, oh, it could blow up in my face and this is this. But if you're standing in your truth and it blows up in your face, what does that mean? What does that say? That says that the universe presented you with an obstacle within your union. Now, it's either going to be the obstacle that ends it all, or it's either the obstacle that allows the union to grow and go further and beyond and get past this, right? So that's where the complications come in at, because you do have to use your spiritual side and your discernment. And you do have to truly, truly understand why it is you're there. When you love from a standpoint that's very natural, although you want things, although you have requirements, although you even have expectations at times, they are not at the forefront of what it is you're doing. Because then you're dealing with a business relationship, a tit for tat, what you giving me so I can know what to give you. And while that may be great in a logical sense and awesome in a from a business standpoint, from a regular, natural, authentic, spiritual standpoint, that is going to still leave you feeling depleted at the end. You may gain a lot of things. You may gain a lot of experiences also too, in which many may hold the value of minimal authenticity. So when you being vulnerable in your love experience, it allows you to truly be you, whether that's in the beginning, the middle, or the end. It doesn't mean you're not going to be hurt. What it means is you gave the realest version of yourself that you know. And within that capacity, either the universe conspired for you to be with this person or not be with this person, or for you to have a certain experience or not. It's up to you to decide what that means to you. And this is even with parenting. A lot of people parent from such a guarded place, and you wonder why you're not close to your kids. Well, because you showed them a mass version of you your whole life. If y'all like probiotics, this is Bragg's. They not paying me to do this or nothing, but when I like something, I tell people. You feel me? It's a ginger shot, ginger and carrot, actually, a probiotic. One of the things I like to take care of my body, the inside, you know. So being vulnerable can be saying I love you first. Being vulnerable can be going against tradition and societal norms to have an experience that people may frown upon. And there's freedom there. So when you allow yourself to be freed from all these expectations and all these masks that you choose to wear and all of these but it don't make sense and all of these things that confine you, ultimately, they leave you prisoned. They leave you feeling uptight. When you can just love from a vulnerable place, like, and understand immediately, people gonna get on your nerves. Things are gonna happen. Things are not gonna make sense. People are gonna make mistakes. And it may be you. It may be the other party. It may be both parties. It may be your children. Your children are gonna piss you off sometimes. They're gonna have things happen. And it doesn't mean that it's the end all be all for what you allow them to see within you. You still let them see you, because it's literally you just being real and being 100 with yourself. So let's look at the background again. I want to give you guys a little gift today. I am on the West Coast. very beautiful. I'm at a dam. Dam is a crossroads, you know, just in a sense of the nature sense. You got man-made dams and you got dams that beavers build. And this is a beautiful man-made dam. I love coming out here. Let me set this up to make it make sense. So, in conclusion, this is part 2, y'all. If you guys are still here, who is the person that you allow yourself to be most vulnerable with in a love experience? Whether it's your friend or your spiritual group or your children or your husband or your wife or your lover or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or your lovers. We ain't here to judge. That's what we don't do on this channel. We just here to dialogue and enlighten and elevate and grow. Right? And if there's nobody you can think of, we are approaching 2023. Who are you willing to allow to see you for who you truly are within the experience of love? Think about that. And not be afraid of if you're going to get hurt, because chances are, whether you're vulnerable or not, you are going to get hurt sometimes within a love experience. You give it enough time, you'll see something. And what you got to do is remember this. Even when those times come where that does happen, and you choose to look at your obstacle as a definitive parting of ways, right? Like, absolutely, I'm bouncing. Do not allow that experience to keep you from experiencing love again. Whether it's with your children, your friends, your family, your lovers, your husbands, your wives, your girlfriends, your boyfriends, or any of that. It's okay to have an experience in which 100% of your expectations are not met. Because they're never going to be 100% met. That's not reality. That's fantasy. So, I hope you guys enjoyed part 2. And we will be coming with part 3 very soon. I appreciate you for watching. And I hope that you guys have a beautiful day. As will I. Words of wisdom, words of encouragement, and free game. Peace.